The Phoenician Scheme is the latest film directed by Wes Anderson. It stars Benicio del Toro, and it is every bit as Wes Anderson as you can expect. In all the best ways possible, unless you're just completely anti-Wes at this point, which I've seen murmurs about his style and people getting just tired of his aesthetic. And I think that's sort of my biggest takeaway with this film. I think he has reached this point in his career where he has become so confident and comfortable within his own style, and you're either going to love it or hate it or just be completely neutral to it at this point. He's clearly not going to stop what he's doing when it comes to his ensemble cast, his fun color palettes, his quirky and humorous one-liners within these really dense scripts. But what I find so fascinating about Wes Anderson, the director, is while he continues to have this pattern with how stylized his films might look, he really is experimenting with different themes, different genres even. Like, if you take this plot outside of the Wes Anderson of it all, it's nothing like his other films. But I think that is what I have grown to love with his films, is while you can go in with certain expectations of how it might look, feel, there is still plenty of room for surprise, and this film certainly offers it. I think this film specifically is one of his funniest and also most violent at the same time. The core theme of this film is a father-daughter story, and on top of that, there's many other ideas that he's tossing around, such as business, global politics, a lot of religion, surprisingly, and really now more than ever, he certainly feels confident when it comes to meshing these different tones. He has no issue contemplating these deeper themes while serving them up in a very humorous style. This film also feels very episodic in a way, where there aren't direct chapters, but it does feel like going one adventure to the next one to the next one. And I'll be honest, it kind of goes on so much to the point where I forgot what the plot even was. It's very dense, and there's a lot of voiceover and explanation for what the purpose of everything is. And then you reach these individual scenes that are completely isolated from the rest of the story, where you could almost remove them and they wouldn't affect the overall plot. But I think that is what makes a director like Wes so special, is that while other directors might feel the need to remove them and only focus on the things that are directly applicable to the end of the end of the story really doesn't even matter, because the whole point of it is how you're supposed to feel about these characters as they go on through all these adventures. And this is another movie where he has a large ensemble cast full of A-listers, Oscar winners, and many of them appear for less than 10 minutes. They'd show up, do their thing, and then you never hear from them again in the film. But what he is able to do with this film and so many of his others is he really utilizes them for their full potential of what they are able to do on the screen. So you might look at this as a film with many disposable scenes, but as he becomes less concerned about trying to find how these scenes move the plot forward, his main priority in making a film like this is getting you to connect with every wacky and goofy character, because the end of this film is extremely sentimental, and I feel like that has been on track for a lot of his previous films, Asteroid City especially. There is so much heart and care given to each character that is written, and it's honestly just impressive at this point that he continues to pump out a film practically every 2 years now with these multi-dimensional characters that have a lot to say about the world around them. And so the biggest recommendation I can give about this film is that if you enjoy Wes Anderson, you're at bare minimum going to enjoy this one as well. And if you're sick of him or never really liked him to begin with, then guess what? This one probably isn't for you. But he continues to remain one of my favorite directors of all time. I am constantly fascinated by the work he puts out into the world. And so while this film will probably land in the middle of my Wes Anderson rankings, it's still considerably better than most films put out by directors these days. So those are some of my initial thoughts on The Phoenician Scheme. Have you seen it? I want to hear your thoughts. Please comment below, and I will see you next time.